2600 here, and today we're taking a look at Xenophobe for the 2600. Here's a quick look at the arcade cabinet, which is another masterpiece cabinet by Brian Collin, who also did Rampage. As you can see, the graphics of the game match the cabinet design. It's very cartoony. Some great cartoony designs. And Xenophobe is just a fun arcade game where you can have 3 people playing at the same time as they travel around trying to destroy all the aliens on a base before you go on to the next stage or before the base self-destructs. And with the joystick, there's different ways to aim and crawl and stand and jump and all different weapons. But we're going to be talking about the 2600 version of Xenophobe, not the arcade version. So let's go back to the horror arcade. And there's a nice new sealed box of Xenophobe for the Atari 2600. I love the box art. That just, the alien or Xenophobe on the front just looks like something you would see airbrushed on a denim jacket at the Jersey Shore. I mean, it looks almost like the Space Invader on the Space Invaders pinball machine. So let's open up and see what's inside. So here's the cart. Now this is another red label cart. This game actually came out in 1990. This is one of the last Atari 2600 games. Hard to believe they're making games all the way up to 1990. There's even a winners don't use drugs seal on the back of the box. And then 90-day warranty card. I better fill that out quick. And then the manual has a black and white version of the cover art. Now this shows how many units of force it takes to kill the different aliens. And here in the manual, it shows your different weapons and how many units of force it equals. Now, I love this, the artwork of the different types of aliens. You also have the artwork for the different types of weapons you can pick up. And on the other side, the artwork of the different items you can collect for points, like the skull or this funky flask. And there you go, Atari 1990. So here's the opening screen. Now I wasn't quick enough to catch the intro music, so I'm going to let the attract mode play so you can hear the music. Now one thing that's amazing about this version of Xenophobe, the 2600 port, is a lot of fun to play. And it's surprising that they're able to get so much out of the Atari 2600 cart. Now graphically, it may not be able to hold a candle to the arcade version, as you can see here, but the fun factor is still there. So let's go back to the 2600 version. So the attract mode's about to end. So you can see person or the computer playing the attract mode didn't do too well. He's got no points. And the base is about to, you'll see. Base was overrun. 0 Xenos were killed. And the score is 0. So let's see if I can give it a play and do better than that. So the object of the game is to either destroy all the aliens before the time runs out, and they don't really give you a clue of what the timer is or the time limit. You just get a warning, that flashing like you saw in the attract mode. So you have to get weapons, destroy all the aliens, and pick up hardware, which is like a little piece there. Some of the stuff's health, some of the stuff, as we saw in the manual, are skulls and flasks. It's kind of hard to tell which is which, but you get bonus points for it. Now the controls can be a little tough to get used to at first, between jump and duck and kind of like the duck crawl thing, which is, it's amazing that they try to mimic as close as they could with the Atari 2600, the arcade version and the controls in the arcade game, and they did a pretty good job with the 2600 joystick. That's not doing much. Let's see if I can shoot that. Yep, got the tentacle. So there's aliens all over the place. Sometimes they roll up into eggs and hatch. Sometimes you can destroy them. They go through different phases. Oh, there's a full size. Because you have eggs, and if the eggs hatch, they become a critter. Eventually matures to a roller. And they eventually grow into the warrior or Xenophobe, like we see here, that I'm trying to destroy. I keep flipping over the roller. I'm actually not doing very good, so yeah, he might get me and I might do another run through. Yep. That was awful. I did do better than the computer, but 875 points. Yeah, I can definitely do better than that. But listen to that music. That's coming from the 2600. It's amazing. The later games on this system, what the designers and composers were able to pull from the system. So those I can destroy. Those are the eggs. They're not the rollers yet. Definitely going to do much better this time. And I'm probably going to start sounding like a broken record, especially if you've been watching the late 2600 videos we've been doing. But I'm still in awe at what these designers have been pulling off with some of these later games that we've been looking at. Between Crossbow, Rampage, Xenophobe, right here. It's amazing what they're able to squeeze out of the Atari 2600. And you look at some of the early games on that system and you look at these. Now this game is actually also 2 players, and I believe simultaneous 2 players, which is also, again, insane for the 2600 for this style of game. I love how they spit. Now obviously you can tell Xenophobe clearly is based on the Alien franchise. And there we go. That's done. So I destroyed all the aliens. So I'm returning back to the ship. So the base was cleared. Got 300 per Xeno kill. Killed 12 Xenos. Awesome. Not bad for a score. Did I find any hardware? No hardware recovered. Love how it's called hardware. And a skull, according to the manual, apparently that falls under hardware. Don't know how it's hardware in this game, but apparently it is. Can't argue with that. I'm punching the eggs and the aliens until I get a weapon. Also, there's grenades you can pick up, and when you're in the crouching mode and hit the button to attack, that's when you throw a grenade. There's a grenade. Yeah, I definitely need better weapons than my fist. Let's see if we throw a grenade. Come on. There we go. There's some hardware. Need to find a gun. Nope. Don't know what that was I picked up. Thought it would have been. There we go. I love the background changes. Also, there's even the elevator doors to go up and down, and each base is a level. It has different areas on the level, which, again, amazed not that they put that all on a cart for the 2600. This game is definitely worth checking out. You might be able to track it down new for $30 or less, in between 20 and 30 sealed. That I paid, I think, 22 for mine. For some reason, I read online this has a rarity of 7 out of 10, being considered pretty rare. So I don't know if I just got lucky and scored a box copy for a good price, or if possibly a case was found.